So a point I wanted to bring up was basically the intimidation of authority figures. We're so scared nowadays of just everywhere we go, um, being given a ticket of some sort for something ridiculous. Just we all know that authority figures are all trying to just suck money out of our wallets, and um, that's not right. Authority figures should be out to help
Intimidate.
instead of intimidate. Exactly. So I mean, that's basically all I'm trying to start on. Kyle, would you have anything to put in on that?
So, intimidate can be from all sorts of different levels, correct? From, I don't know, maybe harassment to just flat out cruelty. For example, for harassment, there's sexual harassment. And flat out cruelty, well, there was Leslie King beatings, I believe, in the 1980s. Or, excuse me, the Rodney King beatings, not Leslie.
Yeah.
Pause.
Just, I guess that's evolved from the past. Alex?
Well, just freedom, it's like extreme circumstances. It's like certain people are saying cops are fighting for freedom, but it's like cops are enforcing or making us more of a slave atmosphere. It's like paying tickets. Where does the money go? It's like I pay taxes every year, and taxes take out a lot more than a ticket. And it's like, where does my tax money go? It's like, what do the cops do with my money? Do they buy a gun, or what's going on?
Like you said earlier, Alex, you question where does your tax money go? And I would like to add on to that, does it go towards any good? I mean, does it help go feed the poor, or does it go help to pay for more bills that go into effect? I would like to know that.
Of a different tangent of taxes, taxes is a beneficial part of society that helps keep public services in circulation. If there was no public tax money going into the system, we wouldn't have our school system, we wouldn't have good roads, we wouldn't have a lot of necessities that make us a decent nation compared to most. But on the topic of police brutality or police totalitarianism, we live in a society that is filled with people that are police officers that overstep their boundaries. Yeah, the majority of police officers want to help and want to create a society that is free of crime or free of crime and free of people breaking the law. There are a lot of police officers that impose on other people and create a more brutal system, a more enslaved system. We don't live in a necessarily free state when it comes to police officer enforcement and law enforcement.
JP, did you have anything to add?
The whole idea of taxes, sorry to leave the whole police officer aspect here, but taxes over here in America are they're put to something we don't know where they're going to. Over in England, they have a national health care, but that national health care is nothing like what America has. It's actually put together in such a way that it does some good, and there's still private health cares on the side. Now the taxes in England, I know, are put forth to helping the nation stay in one piece, because a good chunk of it goes to or elderly people, like people who can't afford to pay for their own healthcare. So I would gladly pitch in and help pay for those people, or for the people who have disabilities. Over here in America, it's put towards our national debt. The national debt it's skyrocketed. It's more than any other nation in the world. It's ridiculous with how high it is. Americans should stop focusing on spending money and start trying to focus on saving it. And that's where our authorities are going wrong.
When we spend money, we're not spending money on the useful things that can be benefiting citizens in our society. We are spending money on things that make America seem like a country that is stopping the evils of the world. Our military spending is out of control, and we are spending money on military that is unnecessary. We do not need military bases across the world to protect the integrity of this nation. We spend more than all of our allies combined, and we are one of the safest nations yet. This has nothing to do with our money being spent, and this is all having to do with the fact that America continues to believe it is the greatest nation on the earth, but it is not. It is far from.
But with adding on to that, it's like Americans, like that article you shared the other day, all the weed confiscated at border crossings and things like that. It's like medicinal qualities for weed can help epilepsy or other conditions. It's like instead of destroying it, you could easily distribute it to the states that have made it legal, or medicinal pot is in full swing. Because bona fide, it's like weed is a natural herb in the wild. It's like people have been using it for thousands of years. And to say that it doesn't have medicinal qualities and it's just bad for you, that's bad in itself, because it's a completely 100% biased opinion. And even though Colorado and Washington, it's the first states that have made it legal, but a lot of states will follow suit. And like all this stopping of weed is just, harboring the inevitable that all of the states will be having weed, and weed will become a open market trade crop.
So, America, would you say that instead of going one way, we're going the other? Instead of the right way, we're going the wrong way? Your thoughts?
I would definitely say that. I would definitely say that America is going the wrong way compared to the right way. They've slowly started circulating down the drain. My father has a saying that he likes to say that England is at this high as far as how bad it is. America's this high. I correct the statement and I always say England's this high, yes. America was this high, but now lately they're this high. If anything, they are equal with how bad England is with the government. The English government is corrupt, it's bad. But that goes back to the statement that power corrupts. It really does. It really corrupts. It takes good men and it turns them into terrible people. It can. You have to be really strong of heart in order to not let the power corrupt you and go straight to your head. The first step to fixing an issue is to know that you've got the issue. You've got to acknowledge the fact that you have a problem before you can fix it. Otherwise, you're just living in denial the rest of your life, and that's what our authorities are doing wrong. They're not accepting that we have an issue, and they're saying, "Oh, hey, people don't like this. We'll fix it doing this way," which just takes the issue and makes it worse, escalates it.
I can relate this to a thing that people say on an everyday basis when you talk to somebody and they say, "Oh, I have the greatest mother," or "I have the greatest girlfriend," or "I have the greatest boyfriend." If they truly believe that, they're neglecting the fact that other people are experiencing different things in life as well. America, when we walk around saying that we're the greatest nation in the world all the time, we're neglecting the fact that other people live different lives than us, and that other people live in nations in different circumstances. I agree with JP in the video that to make this country better, we have to stop thinking that we're the greatest, that we have the greatest, that we possess the greatest, and start thinking, how can we make this better? What we don't have the greatest, and how can we change that and make it the greatest? That will lead us to be a great nation.
Well, it's kind of like we're stuck in a rut. You know, it's like certain things have been certain ways for as long as we can know. It's like, who's gonna take us out of that? And if people are gonna have a interchangeable fear of authority, it's like, where do we find the underdog to lead everyone? Because eventually everyone starts as the underdog. Perhaps some are born as a leader, but leadership is sort of made over time. And it's like, who's gonna get you there?
Here's another perspective to it, is that think back to the Civil War. Why were they fighting? What most believe, and I'm going to go along with what most believe, is that they were fighting over slavery. It's two sides of the same nation fighting against each other because they strongly disagreed with something. We're getting to the point, America's getting to the point now, that they're disagreeing with each other so much that eventually it's going to lead what happened many years ago with the American Civil War. There's going to be another Civil War. The question is, who versus who? What are the sides going to be? And which one will you choose?
Where to go if everyone's fighting each other? In the original Civil War, it's like brother against brother. Family members were fighting each other. It's like, where do you go when something is that bad? And if you can honestly say, is America the greatest country? It's like, with these certain topics we've been bringing up, it's like, it's hard to, I mean, people will always 100% have their opinion, but it's like, what happens when the worst comes out of everyone? Tom.
This is back to what you were saying earlier, that we need a ruler or a person to come up and change this and lead everybody into a new way of thought. But what most people don't believe, and what is suppressed in our country, is that everybody has the capability of conscious awareness, or the ability to change their own thought and to experience something different in their own head. And this is something that people in America don't understand, that we are ants and marching to the beat of what we're supposed to be doing and what we're supposed to be achieving for other people, instead of just thinking outside the box and changing it for ourselves. And once you change it for yourself, you really change it on the whole. You are a different person, and you change the atmosphere of the entire whole. And that's what needs to be done in America. We don't need to we need to stop thinking for the country and the nation, and start thinking for ourselves and thinking how we can individually make this country a greater nation.
No, this is coming from a proud English person. I take pride in how I'm English. I get offended when people tell me I'm not English for living in America. I really do get offended. I would just like to express that there is no greatest nation in the world. Every nation is corrupt, and every nation is completely, it's just not good in any way at all. There's no way anyone could say that their nation is the greatest nation in the world.
It's impossible.
It's impossible. It's completely impossible. There will always be issues with a nation.
And greetings. With that video already shown, we would like to hear from you on all topics regarding InfoVoice, not just that video or the discussion provided today. You can reach any of us at info.with.a.voice@gmail.com. And me, Alex Sherman, JP, Katie, Kyle, Tom, and Jeff would love to hear from you.